has been taking a minute to start. Here we go. All right, let me open chat. All right, so good morning. Welcome everyone. So we are going to be talking about Canvas Studio today. So if you have not explored Canvas Studio, or you've only dabbled with it, just started looking at it, we're going to go over a lot of it, starting at the very intro of it, all the way into how can you make graded video quiz assignments within Canvas. So my name is Ashley Jackson. If we haven't met before, I am the one-to-one instructional coach at North Garland, but previously I taught science at Hudson for about 5 years, so middle school. All right, so going into Studio, I will get this presentation link for you so you can have it. I have this table of contents page, so on here you can just click on whatever information that you need. And go directly to that slide, but we're going to be going over all of this today. So there are parts where I kind of made it interactive, so if you can, I do want you to stop and try some of these things out, because a lot of the features that we have within Studio people don't know about, and so I want you to be able to play around with them during this time and get familiar with them. So within Studio, Studio is awesome. First off, GISD pays. It is one of the extra add-ons that we can get with Canvas, and so GISD pays for us to have Studio. So it is one of those tools that we're able to use. And if you didn't know, we can actually create video quizzes similar to what Edpuzzle does directly within Canvas using Studio. So you no longer have to use outside apps or extensions or websites to be able to do those things. We can do it all within our Canvas course and keep it nice and protected for our students so that it's all there for you. So we're going to go over all of that today, and you'll get to play around with it a little bit. So first things first, how do you access Canvas Studio? So let me find my mouse. Here we go. So with Studio, the best way to access it is to actually use your global navigation bar, which is the red maroon bar on the left-hand side of your page. And so there's a Studio icon, and you can click on Studio, and it takes you directly to your library on Studio so that you are able to look at every single video you have added in here. But you also can access Studio whenever you're using the rich content editor within an assignment or discussion. Anything that has that rich content editor, the little blue icon with the little video is how you can access Studio, and you can pull whatever videos you need to in your rich content editor. All right, so that's how we're going to access it. And then moving on, how do we add videos to Studio? So you actually have multiple ways that you can do this. So let's talk about how you're able to add videos. So when you're in your library, on the top right corner, you have this little add icon in the center. And when you click on add, you get two options here. You can either browse your files or drop and drag any files that you have already on your device. So if you have your computer at school has a ton of videos that you've used in the past, you can always drag and drop those. But another option is you can actually add YouTube links directly in here. And then what it does is it gives you an ad-free YouTube video for your students to view that you can embed directly within your Canvas course. And you don't have to worry about them, like I said, seeing ads or seeing videos that will play after. So it keeps it really secure and safe for our students. And so an example of that for you right here, this is a video that I actually just grabbed from a Google YouTube video. And so when I play this video within my course and I embed it or wherever I put it for my students, they won't get any of that other messy stuff that they would get if they are linked out to YouTube. So it's just a nice and safe way to be able to do that for students. All right, so besides adding videos, you can also record videos directly within your Canvas Studio. So you can set up a recording to just be a capture of yourself. So it's just your webcam recording you, or you can do a screen capture. So you can actually record your screen using Canvas Studio. And with that screen capture, you can actually record with your webcam also, or you can just turn it off and only record your screen. Now, a reason I like this screen recorder better than Screencastify or some of the other apps is that I can actually choose what part of my screen it records, and it doesn't have to record the entire thing. So if I only need to capture a small part of my screen, I can actually just set my parameters of how big I want my recording and only record that part. and then I don't have to worry about the editing or how much space things are taking up when I only need to show a little part of my screen. So let's go over how we do that. So back in Studio, and guys, I don't know what's been going on with my computer today. If you were in my last session, nothing was loading for me. So I feel like that's always how it is when you are presenting something. All right, so instead of clicking the add button, this time I'm going to click the record button in the top right corner. And it gives you a drop-down menu, and you can either choose to screen capture or webcam capture. So again, if you do webcam capture, it's really simple. Just going to pull up your webcam, and you can start your recording right here. So if you just need to record a simple message to your students, you can go ahead and just record that right there. And it has your lovely face in it, and so you are able to record whatever you need to. So if you start this recording, then once you're done, you just click finish, or you can even click start over immediately here, which is nice. And then you're able to title it, and you can choose to save that media or start over, and it will just put the video within your library. So I'm going to discard that because it's not very pretty. There is not a time limit like Screencastify. That is why it's also awesome, because GISC is paying for this for us. So we're able to use all the features within here. So the other option is your screen record or your screen capture. And so on here, once you download this one time, you don't have to download it again, but this is the message you'll get the first time, and you will need to download the screen recording application. And the nice thing about it is in March, they then added it where Chromebooks can use this. So if you work off of a Chromebook, excuse me, or your students have Chromebooks, which every single student should have a Chromebook this next year, except for our littles, they're able to use this screen recording also. So they have this option. And from here, I'm just going to click to open my launcher. I'm going to go ahead and close out of that download because I've already downloaded mine on here before. And I will say it takes a second to pull up, but also since I'm on Meet and all these other things, it takes a little added second. So give me 1 minute to pull this up. And I may need to switch over to my full screen recording. Let's see if it'll pull up. Here we go. Okay. All right, let me switch this real quick so I can show you my entire desktop. Here we go. All right, so now on here, you can see this like black and white border that I have. This is going to be your screen recorder. And so you are able to size it however you want to. So if I only wanted to record this small section on my screen, I only have to record that small section. So that's one really nice thing where I don't have to record an entire window or tab. I'm able to just get what I need. Now from here, I can have both my webcam and screen recorder on, or I can just do my webcam from here, or I could just do my screen recording. So whatever you need, it has those options for you. And you can also connect your computer audio to this. So if you needed to record some type of audio within your screen recording, you can do that from your computer audio too. So it has a lot of options. And then once you record, hold on 1 second. So once you record on here, you are able to, have whatever information you need. There's even a pin option on here where you get some different drawing tools. So for instance, you can have an arrow that you point to things. You also can freehand. One of my favorites on here is highlighting. So you can actually highlight certain sections and do different things, text areas, whatever you need. You can erase it all. And then once you're done, you actually hit the pause button first. So that kind of stops the recording. And then from here, you can either add on by recording more, you can play what you have, but if you are done and you want to end your recording, you hit done. And so this is my favorite part of it all. If you use that screen recording option, an amazing thing happens where you get an entire video editor. So if you've ever heard of Screencast-O-Matic before, which is another paid like extension or video recording site you can use, their video editor is actually built within Canvas Studio Screen Capture. So if you use the screen capture option, then you are able to then use all of their editing tools to edit your video. So this is a great tool for students to use now if they need to create videos and they don't just have to record their screen. You can do it where you just turn on your webcam, or you can do both, like I showed you earlier. So say they need to record like a model that they created or something. or they're doing a science experiment or anything, they will then record it from this screen capture option, and then they get all of the editing tools from Screencast-O-Matic. So I'm not actually going to title this right now, and I'm not going to upload it. I'm going to click on this edit button down here at the bottom. Hey, Jonathan, you want to say something real quick?
Yeah, I wanted to ask, is this different on Chromebooks? I see with my Chromebook here, there's no, it doesn't seem like there's any way to do the drag for the screen capture to make it smaller or whatnot, or if there's some other thing that I'm missing here. They have entire screen, they have application window, and
Okay,
then
so
that's it.
it may be different on a Chromebook. They just released the Chromebook in March. So I know that one may be a little bit different when it comes to sizing, but hopefully it's still letting you do the screen capture because that is a newer feature they released. Before we couldn't even do that on Chromebooks, but you may only be able to do those two sizes on there. I'm not sure. I just haven't played with it on my Chromebook yet.
Okay, so
I
that's
apologize.
on the desktop.
I apologize for that. But for students, then they can either record a window or their entire desktop. So small things. Maybe the changes will come soon. Okay, so then once you click on edit, now you get this video editor where you have tons of options in here to edit your video. So first off, over on the right-hand side, I can have narration. So before I left my sound on, so it was just picking up what my microphone was picking up. But if I wanted to change that or do a, import a file onto it or just export my, my sound audio from this video, I can do that. I can also add music. So I can import music. If you've never done this before on YouTube, you can actually search for copyright-free music through YouTube, and you can download music on there and add it to any of your videos to use. So that's always a great way to have music in the background, but it is copyright-free. And then also I can hide my cursor. So if I had my mouse moving around in the video, but I don't want that to show, I can take that away. And then also webcam. So my webcam didn't pull up for this recording some weird reason. I don't know what happened. But if you did use your webcam at the very beginning and then you decide, I don't like how I look in that, you can just check this little box right here and it will take that webcam recording away. So it'll be like it's never there and you don't have to worry about what you look like. So you have those options over here on the right-hand side. But then once you're on your video timeline down here, you have a lot more. So you can click anywhere within this video, and then you have this tools bar where you can actually change different things. So for instance, if there was a video or part of the video I needed to cut, like I messed up, then I can go ahead and cut that section out, and I don't have to restart my video every single time. Because I don't know about y'all, but there have been days where I've recorded the same video probably 10 or 15 times just because I messed up one little part. But now with this video editor, I can come in and I can just cut the little part that I messed up on, and I don't have to worry about re-recording every single thing every time. So that's a really nice feature to have in here. You can also insert different things. So like for instance, if you had a video but you needed to break to another video you already had recorded, you can actually import those existing recordings you have. You can do a narrate on top of your video. So if you didn't like the audio you did with the video, you can re-record it. And then overlays. So these are really, really cool. On here, I can overlay images if I need to pull an image up. Like for instance, if there was a graph I needed to show students while I was going over my video, I could pull that graph image in here. Again, this highlight tool is really cool because on here it'll get students to just focus on what I needed them to focus on. So especially if I'm making like a directions video and I need them to just look at one part of like, hey, here's where I'm clicking. I can highlight it and then I can set my duration for how long I want it highlighted for. And then when they play this video, it'll just highlight that section for that time. So it's a good way to get attention of your students quickly. Like I said, you can do so many things with it, like the speed. This is something I think I would use as a previous science teacher all the time. I recorded a lot of my science experiments for like absent students or if students wanted to watch it again. And with science, sometimes there are things that take a really long time. So I could record that entire session and then speed it up so it's not a 15-minute video. I can make certain parts of it quicker. Or like, for instance, I'm thinking chemistry right now. When a chemical reaction actually happens, I could slow down that part of the video so students can see everything that's actually occurring. So you have so many options with it here. And then just think about what students can do with this now. I mean, students could come in and create full videos and have a full video editor without having to pay for anything extra. So if you're not one of those lucky teachers that has a computer lab with all those fancy features, students can do this directly from their Chromebook. So it's so nice that they finally added this. Like I said, I don't think they have all the features on there yet, like the sizing and stuff, but at least they have, I know they have the editor because I made one of my previous students test it for me. All right, so then once you have edited your video to what you want, you would just click done from this video editor, give it a title, and then you don't have to give it a description, totally up to you. And then from here, I would just click upload, and it will upload and put it into my library. Yes, time lapse. Love it. Can you edit a video that's already been recorded? I don't know. But what you can try is you can upload that video into your library and then do a quick little like screen record. And then where it tells you to, that option, like I said, where you can insert videos, try to insert that video and see if it will let you edit it from there. But another option is you could always play that video on your screen and then put the screen record overlay on it and just record your video, if that makes sense. Then you would have all the editing tools too. So I know it's not perfect, but it only works when you choose to do this screen capture. If you just do your webcam capture, you don't get all those editing tools. So just know it only happens with screen capture. But when you do screen capture, you do have the option to only do your webcam. So if you need to just edit what your webcam's doing, you have that option too. So that's a little side note on there. Okay. Go back here. No, that was a long one. Okay, so I have all the video editing information in here. And then I also linked on this slide, it takes you to the instructor guide for Canvas Studio. And within there, it does have the link where they are able to get all of the directions for Screencast-O-Matic editing. And I may have that link also somewhere, so I'll try to find that. I thought I had it in this presentation. Maybe on here, let me see. Yes, okay, so in here on this presentation, up here at the top, if you click on this video editing, it actually takes you to the Screencast-O-Matic playlist that tells you how to do all the editing tools within this Canvas Studio Recorder. So this would be a great thing to give students if they're going to edit their videos so they can see what all the different things do and like how they add music, all that kind of stuff. So if you have students record a video, you would have to create an assignment where they would turn it in. So they would just turn in that video to you. And we can go over that too in a little bit. All right, so I'm going to turn it over to you. I'm only going to give you about 3-4 minutes so that we can get everything done within this. But I do want you to go play around with this real quick if you haven't. So try to go record your screen with that screen capture and then open the editor and see if you're able to play around with it. See what you find out. I'm going to start a poll on here. If you don't want to answer it, it's okay. It's just so I get an idea of if people are ready to move on or not. So on there, you can just say, yes, you're ready to move on. Or if you're just watching for today, we'll just see how y'all are doing, and then we will move on. If you have any questions, just pop them in the chat, or you can even unmute. There's only 19 of us in here, so let me know if you have questions. like 30 seconds, then we'll move on. All right, so hopefully you got to check it out. I know that's not a lot of time just because we have 45 minutes to do this, but hopefully you can play around with that soon if you didn't get to just now. And I did want to answer about turning it in. I just played around with it. You probably saw I went to double check. I think the best way to have students turn in studio videos to you is to actually have them submit with like a text box entry. And then when they do a text box entry, they get their rich content editor. And within there, they can click that studio button and then turn in any studio videos that they've created. So if we have time at the very end, I'll show you all of that. But there's a lot more coming. So here we go. Okay, so create collections and share them with other teachers. So when you're in your studio library, you can actually create collections of videos. So if you use all of these certain videos for one unit and you want to keep them together, you can actually create this collection and you can name it. And then from there, you're able to add videos here. So you can choose to do the files or your YouTube, or you can even go back to your library. And for instance, if one of my videos that I already have in here needs to be placed into a collection. See, why does this keep happening? Oh, come on. Here we go. So if I need this video to go in here, I can actually, oh, sorry, that is the collection. I can move it to the collection that I want it to go to. So one more time, on a video, I will click on the 3 dots and select move to, and then I can select which collection I want it to go to and then move it there. And once I have it in this collection, it will save right here. So let me show you a bigger collection that I have. So like right here, here's all my Canvas and iPad video collection, but you can also access it by clicking on these 3 lines over here. And, oh, maybe not. You used to be able to see your collections over there. So on here, I can choose view all and then collections. And there are my 3 collections that I have within my library. So one more time, if you need to see your collections, it's always going to standard go to view all, but then you can select collections and you're able to see those. Now, if I need this collection to be shared with somebody, I can click on the 3 dots on the outside of the collection and I can share this with somebody. Let me share it to Chelsea, maybe. Chelsea Cody. So if I picked her, then I also can choose, similar to Google, what their access is. Can they just view these videos and share them with their students, or can they actually edit these videos, not in a sense where they can edit like the parts of the video, but are they able to delete videos from the collection? Are they able to add videos to the collection? So you're giving them like shared rights to like a folder. Okay, so if they're able to access those things in different ways. So once I have their name on here, I can add it. And so, for instance, if you're in charge of one unit, you can add all the other teachers that would need the videos for that unit, and you'd be able to share it with them. So that's really cool to do and be able to all have within each other. And you can do that for a single video also. It doesn't have to be a collection, and it works in the exact same way. So on a single video, you all close out of that. If I needed just someone to have access to this video, I can click on the 3 dots of just that video and do share. And I can just type in somebody's name right here. And then same thing, just choose what their view rights are and then click done and it will send it to them. All right, what's next? Okay, so adding captions. So you can actually create your own video and you can add captions to it in different languages. And Canvas will actually do it for you. So when I've done this, I've seen about a 98% correct captions, which is pretty good. I'm not going to complain about that. And so on these videos, you can actually get this done for you directly within Canvas Studio. So let me see if I have a shorter video. Okay, let me go to this one. Let's see. So I'm going to click on the video to get to it. And then down below, you have 4 options, and captions is your very last one. So then underneath that, you have a captions request, and you can choose what language you want them to be in. I'm going to do English, and I'm going to do request. And so it will queue, and then once your captions are done, you'll get an email. So depending on the length of your video, sometimes it can happen within 5 minutes, and sometimes it may take a couple hours. One of those videos that I almost clicked on there was a webinar, and it was like an hour long. So obviously that one would take a lot longer than a 53-second video. So just depending on what you have, then it will generate those for you. But like I said, most of mine have been so accurate. The only thing that was like off sometimes were like the wrong use of a word. So like there, you know, one of those. I did see that before. But let me try on a YouTube video. I'm not sure if it is just our recorded videos or not. It's a good question. Because YouTube videos may have to use the captions within YouTube. Let's see. Yeah, so since this is like a YouTube video, so on here, it doesn't let me add those captions on there. I wonder if you are able. No. So I think it may have to just be videos that you recorded for the captions for them to do it completely on their own. But on here, I did add the link to the Canvas Studio directions for captions. And on here, in this very top box, they talk about how if you need to create a caption video, but it's not allowing you to do it, this website, Amara, I think is how it said, Amara is free, and you can actually caption videos there too. So YouTube videos do work through this site. I know it does. So that's another option if you want to add captions to a YouTube video that you put into your studio library. And so that's linked on there for you. All right, so creating video quizzes. So this is the one that I know most people ask for, and it is probably one of my favorite features of Canvas Studio because now we no longer have to use any other websites or extensions or anything else to make video quizzes for us. So if you've ever used Edpuzzle before, Edpuzzle will take videos and you are able to add questions throughout the video that will pull up, and students have to answer those questions before they can continue watching the video. So this is really great to reinforce topics that they're learning. Ooh, oh, sorry, I just read that in the chat. I don't think they can choose their own caption, choose their own language, but I do know that Canvas released recently, or it's about to be released, where like people can change the language of their video. So it's either coming soon or it just came out. I will double check on that and let you know. All right, so video quizzes. You are able to do this to YouTube videos or your own recorded videos. It is totally up to you which one you want to do it on. I'm actually going to do it on this YouTube video so you can see how it works. So to start a video quiz, you're going to click on the 3 dots of that video, and your top option is create quiz. And so now this is going to take you to the video, and you are going to have this like little editor page where you're able to add your questions to your video. And so I am going to name this Demo 1. And then you're going to get some options down here, such as hiding your question markers on the timeline. So when the video is playing, do you want students to be able to see when questions are going to happen, or do you want them to be hidden and questions just show up? So you can toggle that on if you don't want them to show. And you can also add these things called annotations, which I'll talk about in a little bit later. But it's not necessarily a question that you would add to an annotation, but maybe like, hey, I want you to notice this about the video. You can also have those pull up while they're watching the video during a video quiz. So you can toggle that on or off. And I'm going to click Get Started. And so now it's going to have me on the video page, and I have this little plus button down here on the timeline. So I can drag my timeline cursor to wherever I want it on the video. And then once I'm in an area that I want, I can click the plus button, and I can add 3 different question types. So I can do a multiple choice question, true, false, or multiple answer. So I'm going to just go ahead and do a multiple choice. And I am going to ask a question that does not go with this video, but just for purposes to show you. I'm going to ask what color is the sky, and then I want them to choose out of these three options, answer options. Okay, so now on here I can add as many answers as I want or only have 2 multiple choice answers, totally up to you. And then you have some options down here, so you can vary points by answer. So if you want them to select a specific answer and it gets more points, you can set it up that way. You can also shuffle the answer choices every single time, so that you know every single kid will have different order of the answer choices. And then one of the coolest things about this is you can actually do feedback for every type of answer that they have. So you can have a feedback for the correct answer, you can do one for the incorrect answer, or you can just provide just general feedback. Whatever the answer, here's going to be feedback for them. So it's great for them to get that during that video and not have to wait till after to see like, oh, if they got it right or wrong, whatever it may be. You can help them right then and there so that they are able to see how they did. And so on here, you'll just keep moving that cursor on the timeline, and wherever you want to add questions, you can add them. Like I said, there's multiple choice. There's even multiple answer where they can select more than one thing if there's like a checklist that they need to choose between of what are 3 things that you saw in this. And so same thing on all of these, you get your answer choice options, and then you can do feedback, whether it's correct, incorrect, or just general. So then once you have your questions on here that you have set and you are ready to go, you're going to click done, and it will take you back to your library page. Now, one of the coolest things about these video quizzes is that you can actually have more than one quiz on the same video. So if you need to have a modified version of your quiz for students, you can actually create another quiz on that same one. So to do that, I just click on the 3 dots again. And now quizzes has turned into like a drop-down menu, and I can add another quiz, or I can edit the one that I've already created. So you are able to have multiple quizzes on the same video, and maybe they're asking about different things and you want different questions for different sections of your day or whatever it may be. You have all those options within here to set up more than one video quiz. And they're pretty easy to do. And then once you have them done, you can use them for as long as we have Canvas. So that's great. Yeah, what's up, Emmanuel?
Yeah, so pretty much are you saying that you can then assign the different types of quizzes to different kids?
Yeah, and I'll show you how to do that too.
Okay.
So yeah, you're able to, you could have like a modified version of your video quiz, and you can just assign it to those students that need it. And then you can have your like regular quiz, whatever it is, and assign it to those students. So you're able to break it down and have whatever you need for your student success. And so on here within your library, you'll know that you have a quiz on a video if it has that little rocket ship in the top right corner. So I'm not going to put my mouse on it, because if not, it'll like go to the view option. But the rocket ship just tells you that there is a video quiz on there. So it helps you differentiate between them. All right. So I was going to have you pause here and create your own video, but I know we're getting kind of close on time, and I really want to show you how you set up the assignment so that it auto grades, because that's the best part about this is once you add those questions, then you can add this to an assignment within Canvas, and it will grade it for you and put the grade in the Canvas gradebook. So it's doing a lot of work for you, and I know that is something that saves a lot of our time, and it's very helpful. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to set this up so that you can see the assignment part, because I know that's what we came here for. That's what we want. So I'm going to go ahead and go to my sandbox course. And then I am going to go to my assignments. And then I'm going to create a brand new assignment. All right, so on this assignment, I'm going to name it video quiz. And then my rich content editor, I'm not going to put the video here, but I'm going to put any directions that students would need to know. So type out my directions, whatever it may be. You can even have, information here that they may need for the video, whatever it is. You can put all your directions in here, but you're not going to put your video in the rich content editor. Okay, don't put it in there. Now you're going to scroll down and you're going to set up all your settings how you want it. So, your number of points, your assignment groups, all of that. And so what's cool about these video quizzes is your grade is going to be based on the points that you put in here. So in the video that I'm going to upload, the one that I just showed you, I only made one question on that video. So that means that that one question would be worth 100 points if I kept it like this. But if you have 7 questions and then you put it out of however many points, it's going to divide those points for you. So then you're able to set that up. But you are able to vary those points by answer choices on your multiple choice questions. So if that's important to you, having a select number of points, if they get one correct, then you're able to set that up while you make the video quiz itself. All right, so from here, how you're going to add the video is you're actually going to do submission type. You're going to change this to external tool. So you'll go to external tool, and then you'll click find, and now you're going to go to your Canvas Studio. Okay, so external tool, and then Canvas Studio. Now it will pull up all of your videos that you have recorded. And remember, we're looking for the one that has that rocket ship because that means a quiz has been added to it. So here's the one that I just created. I'm going to select this video. And now this is very, very important. Automatically, it's always going to go to a standard embed, which means it's just the video. But we don't want that. We want the video quiz to be embedded. So we're going to select video quiz. And then this is where you're able to choose which quiz you want to add. So if you create more than one quiz on a video, make sure you select the one that you want right now. Okay. So I'm going to have the video quiz embedded, select which quiz I want, and then click embed. Now, when it sends you back to this little box, make sure you click select and you don't hit the X at the top. Because if you hit the X, it can mess with things. Make sure you always hit that little select. Now on here, you are still allowed to tell them how many submission types they can have so they can do this video quiz. Right now, it would be 3 times. You can make it unlimited, whatever you want. You're able to decide that still on here. And then when I come to assign to, if I want everyone to do the same video quiz, I keep it as everybody. But if I know that only certain students are going to take this video quiz, then I will just select their names and then, give your due date, all of that. And then I am going to go ahead and save. All right, so on the teacher side, this is what I see, and it is my video. And then for me, I am able to have these 4 icons down here at the bottom where I can see insights. So I will be able to see exactly where they've watched the video. Same thing, you can do captions on here. Well, this is that YouTube video, so remember it wouldn't let us add those captions. But you can upload your own captions. And then quiz results. So no one has taken this yet, but I'll go in as a student real quick and take it so you can see. And then you get 2 options here. So you can see an item analysis of their questions, but you also can do student results, and it will show you all of the students in the order that they finished, how many attempts they took, their grade, and how long they watched the video and how long it took them to take this video quiz. Because we know sometimes they just try to skip through and not watch the entire video and just try to answer them. So you'll be able to see all of that. So let me go ahead and I am going to publish this real quick so I can show you from a student side what this will look like. Oh, hold on, I didn't assign it to that student. Hold on. Leave. Wasn't thinking about that. Hold on one second. Quiz. Go ahead and assign it to everyone just so I can show you this part. Excuse me. All right, here we go. So student view now. As a student, when I click on this assignment, it will just say get started, and then it will start playing the video for me. And again, on here, they're not seeing the question markers because I hid them, but I do know it was right around then where that question was. So I skipped to it, and then I can answer my question. And then down at the bottom, they get 2 options. They can either rewatch the part that it took to watch that, to get to that question, or they can click continue, and then they'll keep watching the video. Now, from here, when the video gets close to the end, once they get here, then they get this submit quiz, or they can replay the entire video. So I'm going to go ahead and submit the quiz, and I can view my results. And down here, I can see, oh, I did not do well. I answered this question wrong, and it only took me 36 seconds, which the video was 56 seconds. So lying right there, right? But as a teacher now, I'm going to go back and I'm going to show you what I'm able to see. So now I can see that one person has watched this one view, but I want to see exactly who. So I'm going to go to my results. item analysis does take a minute to pull up. Y'all know how that works. But on here, I'm able to see, so look, here's my test student. They did one attempt, and I can click on this attempt and see more about it. They got a 0, and it only took them 36 seconds. So I know they skipped through this video because you could not watch that entire video in 36 seconds. So you just have a ton of options here. And like on this insight, this is what those blue columns are telling you. It's showing that they didn't watch anything right here. So that's how, and you can click on a specific student and see exactly what they watched. So here was the student that I just tested on. But like if I go to Jennifer, she hasn't watched it yet because she hasn't done it. But I would be able to click on her name and see exactly what parts of the video she watched and what parts she skipped, if she skipped any. So that's all the insights you're able to get as a teacher and be able to see all the things happening. So I wanted to get that to y'all because I know our time is almost up, and that's so important. I think it's great. And then from here, it actually pulls that grade directly into the grade book. So let's see if I can get this to pull up. Modules. What we do. Of course, this is going to be range by. Let's do. Okay. Video. Okay, video quiz. So right here, here's this one we just did, and you can see test student, that 0 is already in there. So yeah, there is a no skipping option like on Edpuzzle. That's the one downfall of it. But because of the insights, you're able to see exactly what students did skip and which ones didn't. So I know that's one thing that they don't have. But I think this is a lot easier to set up than having to connect your Edpuzzle and doing all that other stuff. So that is on there. I know, such a bummer. Okay, so I do have more things on here. Don't know if we're going to get time to get through all of this, but I'm just going to show you a couple other things that are on this slide, and I'll put the link in here again so you can grab it. But you are able to manage and add comments onto videos that are separate than like a video quiz or anything. So if you want students to see a comment or like an annotation pull up during a video, then you're able to add those in there. Insights and analytics, again, you can see these on video quizzes, but you can see this just on regular videos that you embed within your course. So if I were to take a video and I just put the video within the rich content editor, like it's not a video quiz, I just wanted them to watch the video, I can still see the insights and see exactly what they watched. On that little GIF that's playing right here, you can see when I click on my name, it shows that I only watched certain parts of it. So the whole thing wasn't viewed by that student. So you are able to change the thumbnail of your videos. So on here, let me show you, go back to Studio. So I know sometimes our still images, especially if we are recording a video of just our face, our still images are not always the prettiest that they put on that video, right? So you are able to change the thumbnail. So you can see all of these have been changed to match with the theme of what we were doing. But so these are just videos that pulled up, and it's what their recording is. But you can add these thumbnails on here pretty quickly. I went ahead and gave you a thumbnail template that went to Google Drive. So it's the right size and everything about it is there for you. So you can use that link, and then you can title all of your videos, do your colors, whatever you need. And it will be there for you to upload. For you to change the thumbnail, all you have to do is click on the 3 dots. Hold on, let me not do a YouTube video. You can click on the 3 dots, and then right here it's saying replace thumbnail. But if I were on one of these videos, I can just replace it, and then I can choose my image, and it will become the thumbnail image of that video. And then lastly, just some classroom applications you can look at, just different ways to do it. You can have so many different things with Studio going on in your class. So it doesn't just have to be those graded assignments. You can have them do different video quizzes for levels. You can have them do vocabulary this way. And just a reminder, students have access to Studio also. So they are able to use editing tools, record what they need to, and be able to access everything that you can as a teacher. So have students be creative this way and get a lot of things out of it. So I want to make sure that you get the link for attendance. I'm sorry, I'm like going over time. Ooh, come on. So here is your attendance link, and then I will put the link to the presentation again so that you have it. So go ahead and make sure that you get that attendance filled out so you can win some prizes from today. But if you have any questions or need to connect, I have my email on the screen, all social media if you want to connect that way. But if you have any questions about Studio, I know this was a really, really quick presentation. just let me know. We can always work on things together if you want to, and make sure that you can use Studio to its full potential for your class. Yes, I know, lots of information, sorry. Let me get that link to the presentation again so you have it. There you go. Thank you so much, guys, for coming. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Learning lots of new things. Thank you, thank you.
Just want to say this was amazing. Thank you.
Oh,
I can't wait to get started and immersed in this. I'm going to be using this like so much.
Yay,
Thank
I'm
you.
so excited. Yes, I love this feature. I'm so glad we got this, because I will say the other district I worked for, we didn't have this before, and so it's amazing to have this all built in. I love it.
Well, you have a blessed day.
Yeah,
Thank you so
you
much.
too. Thank you, Jonathan. Yes, I love it.
Ashley, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Totally had to change devices because the Chromebook was not handling
Oh, no.
this. But I've been